This is a 2-layer paw print ornament, and the part that makes it relatable is that it can be personalized on the spot for each customer with a simple addition of their pet's name. Today, I'm building it start to finish on the new xTool M2. We're going to design, print, cut, and glue it up, so you can see exactly how I put this thing together. My simple builds. Before we get into it, a quick heads up. xTool has given me a steep discount on this machine, and I've got affiliate links in the description below, so I do earn a small commission if you buy through them. But all of the opinions and everything that I express in this video are still completely my own thoughts. If you're new here, I'm Brad, and I build this stuff and share my ideas with you. I sometimes mess up on the camera, and I make sure to keep those screw-ups included in the video so that you can learn from my mistakes. Today we're making an ornament with some actual depth to it instead of just a flat printed shape. Alright, so a quick tour of the software before we touch this machine, because this project will only work if you understand how to use the software. This is xTool Studio, and the nice part about this update is it's got a multi-module process built right in that walks you through swapping out the heads on the M2. Right now, I've got the inkjet cartridge installed, and I have this 10-watt laser module for cutting in and engraving. The software keeps track of which one's installed and syncs the jobs between them. For this ornament, I've got 2 shapes on the canvas. Layer 1 is the backer, a solid paw print cut just a little bit bigger with a hole in the top to put our string. Layer 2 is the printed paw print, cut smaller so that it sits inside of the backer with a border showing all the way around. This is what gives it that 3D look. So that offset isn't something that I eyeballed. I set it in the software, about 1/8 of an inch smaller on all sides. Any less and you won't be able to see the backer peeking out. And any more than that, and the top layer looks like it's floating instead of sitting on it. The M2 has a built-in camera, so once material is on the bed, you can see it live in the software and place your design right where you need it, instead of guessing. So one thing that I'm going to do differently with this machine, the M2's bed sits really close to your material, only about a 1/2 inch gap, and it comes with these little magnets that will help you stand off your wood. Now, I don't particularly like this design because it allows the laser to leave marks all over your print bed. So instead, I am going to use this particular riser that came from the M1 to raise the material up. And I'm also laying down a sheet of tinfoil just to catch some of that light and keep my bed looking good longer. This is not something that xTool recommends, but the tinfoil won't burn under the laser, so I feel comfortable doing it. Just use your own judgment and try it at your own risk. As with any laser, never walk away while it's running. Always keep an eye on it and make sure that you have some type of fire protection nearby. I like to keep these fire blankets next to every one of my lasers because they're quick to pull out, cover the fire, and you don't have any damage to your machine by all of the residue and powder from a fire extinguisher. During this video, you're going to see the tinfoil peeking out behind the wood in the shots. So the piece of wood is in place and is getting a printed paw print design full color right onto the wood. And this is going to end up being our top layer. One thing to note with the M2 is you need to make sure that your wood is just far enough to the right to not be in the way of the print head. If you don't give it enough room, it'll bump the material when it goes to put the cover back on. This is the first time running this machine for myself, so I'm figuring out a lot of this live as we go. And you can see after we print, I didn't give it enough room to put the inkjet cover back on. Now here's the step that actually makes this a print and cut project instead of just a print project. I'm swapping in the laser module. You just unplug the cable, pull out the inkjet module, stick the new one back in. Oh, by the way, it's magnetic, and plug in the cable. The material shouldn't have moved since the print, which is the whole point of doing it in this order. You cut the wood first and it can drop or shift once it's freed up. And that throws off your whole print alignment. Print first keeps everything sitting flat and steady. Because the camera can see the printed piece still sitting on the bed, the software lines up the cut path with what's already printed instead of me having to match it up by eye. Now, because I bumped it, this time I have to match it up manually. But normally that's the whole reason that it would stay accurate. And now that cuts out the smaller print shape right along the edge of the print. Now it's cutting out the backer. This time there's no print involved. All right, and that's the backer done. Since we already had the laser module in from the previous cut, there was no swapping of modules for a second time. If you notice any charring around the edges after you cut, a simple wipe down with LA's Totally Awesome cleaner takes it right off. This is available at most dollar stores. Just be careful when you're wiping around the printed area so that you don't smear the ink when you're wiping off the print itself. Last step is just gluing the printed layer centered on top. I like using Titebond translucent wood glue for these ornaments. It gives you more open time just to get everything lined up, and it dries clear. Now here's the next step that I'll do if we're at a craft fair, and that's personalizing it for the customer standing right in front of me. Now it's just a quick pass that takes under a minute, and it's personalized for that special dog. This is going to be the first of a lot of projects on this M2. I really want to put this machine through the paces and see if it's something that I can take to a craft fair to personalize pieces right on the spot, whether that's printing or engraving. And honestly, some events don't allow lasers on site, so having this print option means I can still offer personalization even in those cases. And I'm not lugging around a heavy UV printer. I'll get into all of that more in future videos, so if you'd like to see that, please subscribe and follow along. Well, it's time for me to get back to designing projects. We've got a busy fall ahead of us, and I need to make sure that I've got all the ornaments ready for you to purchase. I'm Brad, and this is My Simple Builds, so until next time, go make something.
We build with love and care. Every sign and keepsake made by hand right there.